Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Laker Talk. Let's talk Laker basketball. A lot of stuff going on in the news. A lot of talk about the Kawhi Leonard trade ramping up again, that the Lakers are feeling the pressure to make a deal with the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard so that they can sway LeBron James to opt out of his contract over the next 24 hours before Friday and try to sway him to come to the team. And then the idea of adding this super team. So you got this potential talk about this trade for Kawhi Leonard, bringing LeBron James in and Paul George. So you got this idea of a super team. A lot of talk right now going on, a lot of stuff on Twitter, a lot of opinions going back and forth about whether Lakers should do this or not, and this and the third. I want to explain my opinion on this and give you some food for thought. That the Lakers are in the driver's seat no matter what happens in these scenarios. Now, there might be a few feelings hurt, but you will get over it. What I mean by that is, if we make a deal for Kawhi Leonard, we will have to give up some assets. Talked about this in a few videos ago. I would not trade Lonzo. I'll talk about that in a second. If you make a package for Kawhi Leonard, it was talk that the Lakers are trying to trade for some first-round picks and then package those first-round picks with Brandon Ingram, Kuzma, Josh Hart, and the first-round picks for Kawhi Leonard. Now, a lot of people were saying that's too much. No way, hell no. I do that deal. Okay, I'm doing that deal. I'm getting over Josh Hart and his Fortnite account. I'm getting over Kuzma. And I'm getting over, now I'm going to be hurt with Brandon Ingram, and I don't care about those first round picks. Here's why I hold so true to Lonzo and Brandon Ingram over Kuzma and anybody else. Kuzma, to me, he lacks the IQ, the basketball IQ, right? He's highly skilled. He's more skilled than a lot of our players in terms of just his ability to score the ball and his height and some of the things that he can do. And he can score the ball. And he's a one-trick mind, in my opinion. And he's very skilled at that. But he lacks the IQ in terms of making basketball decisions, holding the ball, operating at different places, and making the right reads and so forth. Lonzo excels at that. Brandon Ingram excels at that, in addition to all the other skills and things that they can bring to a team. That's why it hurts me to give up really skilled, like all-star level guys that have high basketball IQ. And that's why I would hold on to Lonzo and Brandon Ingram over Kuzma and so forth. Josh Hart is another high IQ guy, but he doesn't have the skill like these guys and athleticism and so forth. But he's just, a great role player. So anyway, I would get over Kuzma. I would get over Josh Hart. It would hurt me to lose Brandon Ingram, but if it gets me this potential big three in Kawhi, LeBron, and Paul George, with Lonzo running the point to play with those guys, that wingspan, that defensive unit on the squad, the Lakers, the city would be electrifying. We would get over the guys that we had, just like we got over D'Angelo Russell, just like we got over Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson and so forth. And it would, you would see Laker flags all over the city. We would definitely get back to the Western Conference Finals, going up against the Warriors, and with a potential going to the finals and winning some chips with that team. Guaranteed, right? You would get guys like the Warriors did, like they got JaVale McGee to play center. You would get guys on like short-term deals, just filling guys to play center. You can even put Zubac at center, to run with those guys, and we would be straight. And the rookie, and just a couple of like small, like veteran minimum guys on the bench that would help us run that squad. Now, that's a hypothetical, right? And I just kind of share my thoughts on why I favor Lonzo and Brandon Ingram over Kuzma and so forth. So it would hurt me to lose Brandon Ingram, but I would do it if it got me this big three. Now, let's just say that's hypothetical pipe dream number one. Let's say that didn't happen. Let's just say plan B happened. Like we just get Paul George. Like I posted that little video yesterday, my open letter to Paul George. That was supposed to be like a little funny video, but Partly serious, but partly a little funny. But let's just say we only get Paul George. We get Paul George, we improve. We won 35 games last year. We would win close to 40 and above with Paul George. We restricted Julius Randle, so it looked like we might match that. And we got Paul George, we get Randle back, and we got Lonzo in his second year, Brandon Ingram in his third year, who's about to average close to 20. We get Kuzma back in the second year, Josh Hart back in the second year. So we get to keep our young guys, the young guys that we're used to seeing and we enjoy watching, and we get to run with the Paul George. So we improve and we have money for the following year, right? So that's a win-win. This is why I say the Lakers are in a win-win no matter what happens. Now, lastly, let's just say nothing happens and we strike out. Paul George stays, he signs with OKC. My condolences to Paul George, because they won't do anything. They'll get 5th seed and they'll stay there for the rest of their career, right? My condolences to Paul George if he does that. Let's just say LeBron James stays with the Cavs. He re-ups with the Cavs one more year. My condolences to LeBron James. Why? Because you're not winning anything with the Cavs. You'll probably get to the Eastern Conference Finals, play the Warriors again, and you'll get bounced out and swept, right? Let's just say the Spurs hold on to Kawhi Leonard or trade Kawhi Leonard to the Boston Celtics or something like that. My condolences to that team who gets Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard is always saying he's gonna opt out. They're gonna be renting him for 1 year and he's gonna bounce. So where did that leave us? That leaves us with re-signing Julius Randle. Again, we get our young core back, our Lonzo in his second year, Brandon Ingram in his third year, Kuzma in his second year, Josh Hart in his second year. And we get Julius Randle back. Get this. So we won 35 games last year with these guys. We're definitely going to win close to 40 games, right? Just by improving and having an enjoyable team, fast-paced team to watch. And that would leave us with, we're still going to sign these 1-year guys, these 1-year deals, like these big 1-year deals like we did last year, and get a really solid team to win close to 40 or 40 plus wins or games this year. But next year, we would have close to roughly $75 million in cap space. That's when Kawhi Leonard becomes available. We'll still have a shot at LeBron James because he would be a free agent at that point. You got Klay Thompson, who always says he wants to re-up with the Warriors, but he's going to be available. We would stretch Luol Deng at that point, and we would have roughly $75 million going into next season. So the Lakers, no matter what, we are in a win-win if we get that pipe dream of a big three, if we only get Paul George, or if nothing happens, we're still good. So as a Laker fan, enjoy the next 24 hours and see what happens. If something happens, like I said, you might be hurt because one of your favorite players might get traded. But you would get over that over the next, if we landed Kawhi Leonard, you will get over that in the next, couple weeks, few weeks or so. And we will be off and running. So no matter what happens, we're in a win-win situation. That's my thoughts. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Let's see what happens over the next 24 hours. It's exciting times, and I look forward to seeing what happens. And once something breaks, I'll shoot another video on that. Anyway, if you like the things I talk about, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and as always, visit my sponsor, link in the description, Birdshot, if you want to improve your game, improve your vertical, or if you want a basketball program for yourself or for your kids, check it out, link in the description. I'll holla at you guys. Peace.